Hello Capricorn, Jessica here with Cardinal Signs. I hope that you're doing well. So for this reading, we're looking at the messages and energies for the last 2 weeks of September. We're going to start off with general messages using Osho Zen Tarot. Then we're going to take a look into the crystal for additional messages. Towards the end of the reading, we'll use the Shadowscapes Tarot for love and romance, taking a look at both your energy and your partner or potential partner's energy. So let's get into it. This is for Capricorn. Now through the end of September, general messages and energies for Capricorn. What does Capricorn need to know? Overall energy, we have the Six of Cups. This is the dream. We have the Chariot, awareness. The Page of Cups, trust. We have breakthrough, which is justice. And we have the Two of Cups. This is friendliness. It does look like it's very love-focused. Now, when I was just finishing shuffling that one card that came out on camera, I could see the bottom, and it did look like it was the Lovers. So I do think that this is a very love-focused next 2 weeks for you. We will, of course, do the love reading towards the end. So let's take a look here. So for those of you who are in a romantic relationship, and that's kind of what's, on your mind right now, let's look at it through that perspective. So we have the dream. So for those of you who are looking for a relationship, it's possible that you are romanticizing it to the degree that maybe it's not realistic or practical. It's possible you could be setting yourself up for disappointment because the expectations are just so great. And there's certainly nothing wrong with dreaming and, hoping for, a particular type of person to come into your life. That's definitely a wonderful thing to do. We just want to make sure that we are grounded and realistic in our expectations. So for some of you, this can be indicating someone from your past coming back into your life. It could be someone that you have a past romantic connection with, or this could be someone that you were friends or co-workers with who's coming back into your life. And this isn't probably just going to be passing on the street, hey, how's it going? It might be where you have like a fairly significant exchange, at least one conversation for sure. If not, maybe they could even be staying in your life for a little bit longer for some reason. Now, because we have the Chariot, there's the sense here that this person may be revealing something to you. This could be revealing something about yourself. It could have to do with your reaction to that person coming back into your life. If this is a past love partner, the reaction could indicate maybe you haven't healed from that. Maybe you're not over that person. Maybe you are secretly dreaming about getting back together with that person, and that could be the revelation. For others of you, this could just be, it's going to be different for everybody, but bottom line is they're revealing something that is significant to you. There is kind of a surprise factor within this revelation. It's not something that you were overly aware of, or maybe you weren't aware of it at all previous to them coming back in. This is going to kind of pull the rug out from under your feet. It's going to feel, that kind of that sudden falling feeling. I don't know if you ever get that when you're drifting off to sleep and you suddenly startle back awake. There's that kind of jolt feeling. that's the energy that's coming in here through this Page of Cups. And it may be that sudden momentary feeling simply when you first encounter that person, kind of that shock of, oh, it's you, when you first run into them. For others of you, this may kind of be more of a prolonged feeling, not as intense for that long, but kind of just this sense of maybe things are kind of just tumbling a little bit out of the normal scope of your everyday. There's a little bit of a shake-up here. This breakthrough energy is, again, emphasizing this fact that this is very sudden. This is out of the blue. It's intense. It's not negative. It's, in fact, quite exciting. Shocking doesn't have to be negative or scary. Shocking can definitely be in a positive way. Now, it's curious because I don't always notice this, but like once in a blue moon, I take a look at this card and I do see that some of these little pieces, they do look like hearts, actually. And I'm seeing this right now for you, Capricorn. It's like they've really ignited your heart and kind of really blown things wide open. There's this huge possibility and potential where they've just activated. And you can see that this energy is coming out of your energy center here from your heart. It's like it's been filled with light. It's alive. It can't be contained. And beside that, we have the Two of Cups. So for some of you, this is in fact a soulmate type relationship. This is somebody who is coming back in. And it is important to note here that while for many of you this person might be someone that you've already known in this life, it can be a past life connection as well. But there is, kind of a sense of karmic energy here where you are meant to experience something together that is quite significant and deep. The way that it's coming in is that it's very profound and powerful, being next to the breakthrough card. And we must keep in mind that this is the Justice card. So this is all about balance and equality. So they are offering to you a learning experience, the same as you are offering to them a learning experience. They are not the same, but they are equal in measure. This is someone that you likely feel an instant recognition to, an interest, like kindred spirits type of energy. You probably have a lot in common. I'm going to put these cards aside for now, and we're going to take a look into the crystal and see what else comes out for you. This is for Capricorn, now through the end of September. Okay. I'm seeing it's a mask, and it's not a scary mask. It's a fairly blank type of face. So this could go two ways. Either it's you and you're trying to kind of hide your reaction and hide your emotions behind kind of a blank expression, kind of trying to keep your emotions in check, or perhaps it's this other person who you're going to find very difficult to read using your primary senses, because they're not giving you a lot of feedback in terms of facial expressions and non-verbal cues. So you're really going to have to pay very close attention because they're keeping things quite close to their chest. So just be aware of that. I'm seeing a water slide. And I feel that this is linked to that Page of Cups, the Trust card that we were looking at. Let me see if I can pull that out here. This energy. And it is that kind of exhilarated energy where we can feel gravity taking hold of us. And we have no choice but to allow gravity to do its thing. You can't fight gravity, you know, it's going to do what it will, and it's up to you to trust, of course. The water slide is indicating that while you may feel like you are in a state of free fall, you are in fact being guided and directed through the right channels, and you are meant to come out into a very specific place. I'm seeing an egg. An egg can symbolize a lot of different things. Eggs can symbolize timing, you know, that the time is right. It can symbolize cycles, life cycles. It can, of course, symbolize fertility. And that's everything that's coming up for you. Okay, so we're going to move on now, and we'll take a look at love and romance, and we'll see what comes up here. I know that reading was essentially a love reading, but that seems to be the predominant energy for you for the next 2 weeks, Capricorn. Relationships of some sort. Now, I did kind of speak about it primarily through the lens of it being more romantic in nature, simply because we had that Two of Cups, but it doesn't have to be. You can take all of those situations and kind of fit them over a different scenario where it is friendship or family relationships. So this is for Capricorn, love and romance for the second half of September. What does Capricorn need to know? You know, I did that wrong, but there must have been a reason why I did that. That's super interesting. See, the way that I do my love and romance is I cut the deck twice, and one is for you and one is for your partner or potential partner. There must be enough of you that have two people that you're dealing with that I need these two piles. That's very strange. Okay, so your energy is coming in as the Four of Wands overall, and beneath you we have both the King and Queen of Cups. Wow. Okay, in order to fit this all in, I'm gonna have to scooch these guys right over. Okay, now let's see how this plays out. This was unexpected. We have the Eight of Swords, the King of Pentacles, and the Ace of Swords. And we have the Hanged Man, the Four of Swords, and the Seven of Cups. Okay. Now, a situation where I can see this making sense is for those of you who are already in long-term committed relationships, and then somebody from your past who you had a romantic connection with comes back into your life. You're already in that relationship. Maybe you're married, maybe you're living together. So that's there. But this person comes back in, so you have to deal with that energy. I'm going to take this as being your primary and this being other. Okay, so let's get into this. We have the Four of Wands here. This is a very positive energy. I consider this to be like a mini sun. So really uplifting, feeling pretty good about everything that's going on. There is a sense of you kind of just minding your own business. You're feeling very emotionally stable, and things seem to be going very well for you from your end. There's really not a lot to say. It's really nice to see that you have such an emotional spectrum here. You know, as an earth element, it's nice to see how balanced that is for you. Really, really good. Now let's talk about these other people here. So your primary, we've got the Eight of Swords, where they're feeling trapped for some reason, kind of like they've got their hands tied and they're a little bit powerless to do anything, to act, and it's kind of like they have to stand by and watch helplessly. This is not their normal energy. This is very uncomfortable. Usually this person is very empowered because they're coming in with both the King of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. So normally this person is very self-assured, very capable, and is able to do what needs to be done. But for whatever reason right now, and it could be with the example that we used, if someone else was coming in, you know, not necessarily that you're like going to be with this person, but just that they're aware that this person has come back into your life. You know, maybe they've moved in, you know, down the street or something like that. It could be anything, really. They're feeling a little bit powerless. It's like their power has been stripped from them. They are going to be reclaiming their power. This is not going to last for very long, but right now it does feel like they're trying to figure out how to free themselves from this situation where they're feeling trapped and bound and helpless. Now, person 2 over here, we've got the Hanged Man. So this person is actually not able to act. They also have this kind of binding energy about them, except I feel that for them it's a choice, and maybe they're not ready, you know, and they're really taking their time about something. They're being fairly standoffish. They're not really going back to that crystal message where I was seeing that kind of blank face. They're not really showing their hand here. They're keeping it very, very close to their chest, and that's being confirmed by this Four of Swords, where you can see how protective they are of their secrets, of the way that they're thinking, of the way that they're feeling. So they're not letting much on here. They are ultimately quite confused, and they need that time. This is very slow energy. The Hanged Man and the Four of Swords, it is unsure energy, and it is very slow in moving forward. They are very confused right now. We have the Seven of Cups, which is about all kinds of different options, things up in the air, things that don't have a foundation to rely upon. You know, they're basically fantasies, living in a fantasy world that has no substance, nothing tying it to reality in the way that things actually are. So this person is coming in as being a little bit disconnected from reality, or perhaps unwilling to face reality and to accept it. So this is all very, very interesting. Now, for those of you who are single, this would be two distinct people coming in, both of which obviously have things to sort out. If you had to choose one, this is definitely the more stable energy. This person 2 over here, is going to take a long time to figure things out, and they really need to work on grounding themselves into reality. I feel like they're just kind of unwilling to face the music and see things for the way that they are. I realized that this was a lot of a lot to throw at you, Capricorn. There's a lot going on here. As I said, it was fairly unexpected that we had these 2 people coming in, but you know, I have faith that this is going to make sense to you as things play out. So I am going to draw the reading to a conclusion here. By all means, I would recommend, you know, because that was quite a lot, you know, maybe backtrack a little bit and listen to the parts that you found resonated with you the most. So I do hope that you enjoyed the reading, and I hope that you found it helpful. I want to thank you so much for watching. If you're interested in a private reading with me for more personal messages, you can find my email in the description box below. I will be looking forward to seeing you again in October for your next 2-week forecast. So take care of yourself until then.